Hey y'all, so it's been a crazy week and I haven't had a chance to do a lot of content, and I missed the REI devotion and the update on the 14 project portfolio, so I'm going to knock them both out right now. It's been a pretty hard and a pretty stressful week. For those of you that don't know, my dad had a stroke and I'm in Kansas City Airport flying back home because I came down and spent some time with him and Papa and the rest of the family as we've been going through that. And he's okay, he's going to be alright, but it is a pretty scary thing. Inside of that week, there's been a lot of things that's been going on with other stuff. There was a refinance that we're doing right now, and one of the titles got pulled wrong, and so it pushed it back a couple weeks. And because of that, we ended up losing the 5-plex we have under contract. And now it's fallen out of contract. And it's a pretty sad deal because we've lost the earnest money on it. It kind of tarnishes our reputation a little bit. And the seller really wants to sell, and it's going to be a couple weeks. And so he's going to throw it back on the market, and he may still work. He said he'd still work with us if we can get it done. But he's going to go see if he can get some more money. And there's a chance he can, because it is a really good deal. And then one of my favorite employees, which I only have 2 employees, so they're both kind of my favorites, but they're really great. She's decided to take a leave of absence. And we've been with her for 2 years, and she's great, and she's phenomenal. And it puts us in a pretty tough spot. But you know, bigger and better things for her, and she's able to get what she needs, and that's okay too. And then we're still working through the 14 unit, but it's a pretty painful experience, and we're hoping it's going to work out, but we're not sure. In the last week, we've had 6 air conditioners go out. That's a pretty hefty bill. When I was coming down and seeing my dad, I ended up hitting a semi-truck tire that was laying on the road, or in the middle of the road. I just couldn't get over in time, and I damaged my rental car. And so been dealing with that. Been away from family. That's always hard. Got one little boy cutting a tooth and one little boy with a fever, and poor Jasmine there all by herself. And I could go on and on about all the things that we've been dealing with this week, and it's a lot. It really is. And it can drag you down. And you end up feeling kind of like you're stuck in a pit with a roaring lion. And 2 weeks ago, I would have had no idea what to do. But my good buddy David Knapp suggested a book, In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day, by Mark Batterson, and I read it, and I got halfway through it and loved it so much I restarted it and read it again, and it has been hugely impactful for me. And it tells the story of an obscure verse in Samuel, and I also left my Bible at my dad's. Oh, that's a bummer. In 2 Samuel 23 it says, Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a valiant fighter from Kabzeel, performed great exploits. He struck down Moab's 2 mightiest warriors. He went into a pit on a snowy day and killed a lion, and he struck down a huge Egyptian. So Benaiah ends up becoming one of David's mighty men, and ends up leading his mercenary army, does great there, becomes part of his personal guard, and eventually commands the entire Hebrew army under Solomon, after getting Solomon coronated. And Benaiah had to go through a lot of hard things. He literally had to go into a pit and fight a lion. And David would not have taken Benaiah had he not been able to perform these great exploits, because it is a huge mission that he does. And sometimes we realize that we end up having all of these things happen to us, and we feel like we're just facing a lion and there's nothing that we can do. But sometimes those lions are actually opportunity, and it's God getting us ready for bigger things that are coming. And so we have to go in there, we have to continue to fight and not just lay down and slay that lion. Now, with everything that we have going on, you know, with losing the deals, losing the earnest money, potentially getting sued, losing the AC units, losing employees, potentially even came close to losing my dad, it's a scary time. And I know that we have to continue to fight and continue to push, and I don't know how we're going to get out of what's going on without taking on a few scars. And I know Benaiah probably didn't fight Moab's 2 mightiest warriors and get out of there without a scar or 2. And there's no way he slew a lion without getting a scar or 2. There's no way he fought an Egyptian giant without getting a scar or 2. And the scars are okay. It's when you just lay down and you die that it's not okay. The Lord is calling us to go and fight these lions for him. Satan is a prowling lion, and it is our job to be there to help protect. And that is what we're trying to do. And sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we end up getting in cahoots with people we shouldn't. And sometimes the air conditioners just break. And sometimes health can have its toll on you and your family. But you can't give up. You gotta keep going. You gotta have faith. You gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta chase lions. Keep fighting for him. Y'all have a blessed day.